Hey, and welcome to this video on 5 useful Maya modeling tools to know about. I've gone ahead and selected some useful tools, which I thought would be nice to compile into one video. To start off with, we have Triangulate and Quadrangulate. Say you have a model and you're rushed for time, and on that model you have some details tucked away and not an area of focus. And on these details you have some n-gons which you've not had time to clean up, but you're pressed for time and you need to submit. Usually in a pipeline, it doesn't like n-gons, so there's a quick way to ensure you pass the checks. Go ahead and make a selection on the faces you need to fix. I have a tutorial on how to make quick selections of all your faces which have more than 4 sides, which you can check out if you want. So we've made the selection. All we need to do is go to Mesh, Triangulate. Now this n-gon is triangles, so if we go to Mesh, Quadrangulate, we now have quads. I'm not recommending doing this, but if it's a small, tiny thing on a massive robot, for example, this method would probably suffice and wouldn't be a problem at all. Next, let's cover the Transform tool, which can be a great way to achieve a fast wood effect. The Transform tool can be used on any component of a polygon mesh, so that's edges, vertices, or faces. To demonstrate this, I've modeled a wooden plank. At the moment, it is 100% perfect, and so it's not very realistic at all. With this tool, we can quickly add some detail to this mesh. I do use this technique in the Viking Shield tutorial series, so you can check that out for a better and deeper look into an example use case for this tool. For this example, let's just go ahead and make a selection of all the vertices. Now, head up to Edit Mesh, Transform. When we do this, we get a manipulator, which is positioned aligned with the normal or surface direction of the selected components. If we go ahead and move this a little, you're going to see the way this works. We want something a little more random than this. So if we go into the options, Edit Mesh, Transform, and this time click the little options box, we can increase this random value. Now when we go ahead and adjust our verts, they all go in different directions and not just in the direction of their normals. Let's not go ahead and do anything too extreme, and you can see we get some nice edges here, and it works especially great on like beveled edges. And here's some renders which I use this technique in, and it was a great way to kind of achieve a fast wooden look to the desk. Up next is the Edit Edge Flow tool, a super handy tool if your models are looking wobbly and not how they're supposed to. I think a nice way to show you how this tool works is on this cylinder. I've gone ahead and added some new edges on every face. These edges clearly don't work with the curvature of our mesh, and if we were to subdivide, notice how we lose the roundness. Please ignore the fact it's totally collapsing. That's just because we didn't add any supporting edges yet. So let me just quickly select all the edges we want to adjust. To solve our issue, let's use the Edit Edge Flow tool. Go up to Edit Mesh, Edit Edge Flow. By default, the Adjust Edge Flow value is set to 1, and this will adjust our edges to respect the curvature of the mesh. But of course, we can tweak how much this tool adjusts our edges by changing the flow value. Okay, so let me just hide this example and switch over to this object. Another example, which is a good way to show the tool in action, is on a sphere. If we use Edit Edge Flow on this misplaced edge, it's going to instantly fix it based on an average of these 2 edges either side. I find this tool really useful when I'm adding extra edges to surfaces and don't want to ruin the flow of existing faces. This tool and the Average Vertices tool work great together to achieve nice and smooth final results. The next tool is the Wedge tool, and wedging faces can be so much faster than trying to manually extrude a bend from a face. To make things easier, go into the multi-component mode, and let's just go ahead and select the face we want to wedge. Now we've done that, we want to make an edge selection, which will be the pivot point for our wedge. Without deselecting our face, use Shift and click that edge. This way we have both an edge and a face selected. The face is what we want to wedge, and the edge is going to be the pivot point. Go ahead and hold down Shift and the right mouse button and head to Wedge Face. And just like that, we get a perfect wedge. From here, we can add divisions to create a more smoothed final result. Or of course, we can adjust the angle of our wedge. The last tool for this video is the Flip and Symmetrize tools. And these tools are a nice way to mirror localized vert positions without having to mirror the whole object. Okay, so say you have a model with some asymmetric details and you want these details to be on the other side. Let's talk about the flip tool first. As the name suggests, it flips details from one side of the mesh to the other. So I want these details over here. Select the vertices of the details you want to flip. Go to Edit Mesh, Flip. At first, not a lot is going to happen, but that's because we need to select an edge for the symmetry. So we want to select the plane we want to flip across. So if I click this middle edge, we can see the details flip. Maya sort of does some magic and looks for the counterpart verts to do the flip to. So if we choose a different flip plane, it's not going to work, as there's nothing similar for Maya to transfer the positions onto. Using this flip tool is nice, as it's not actually flipping the whole model, it's only flipping the specific selected vertices. Right, so moving on to Symmetrize, and it's very similar, but with the difference being that it doesn't flip the detail, it copies it from one side to the other. So let's try that then. Make sure you have the vertices selected, go to Edit Mesh, Symmetrize. Again, the nice thing is it's not mirroring the whole mesh, only the selected detail. Be sure to join the Discord server to chat with a great community of fellow modelers, and check out my Gumroad for access to the members only chat and a whole bunch of assets and tools. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, hit the like and subscribe buttons, come chat with me on Discord, and I'll see you in the next video.